You guys, I'm mad at some of you. Some of you have been very naughty, okay? Some of you have been telling me you're done with Big C, you're done with her, she's cancelled, she's done, okay? She's so 1910. Okay, well, does it seem like you're done with her, boo-boo? Because she released her results. I'm filming this the same day that the results were released, but you'll see this video tomorrow for me. And Chanel had a vintage year, sweetheart, okay? She's been making a lot of money from everyone whinging and moaning about her all of the time. I haven't done a greeting in this video. That's how shocked I am, okay? But obviously, hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to analyze Chanel's results. I think I've been doing this now since like last year. Whenever Chanel released their results, I come on here and then we talk about it, we kiki. We have a chat about it. There's a lot that we need to chat about. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, you join my Facebook group, because I already posted a lot of this stuff on Instagram. I was just giving my first impressions of the results. They're very, very interesting. So go follow me on all of my socials, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. It's completely insane. I don't even know how Chanel does it. So basically, there are a few things that we need to kind of chat about. So the first thing that we need to chat about is this. Chanel did $15 billion in 2021 when they announced their results today. So basically the way annual results or financial results work is you do the results for the previous year. So obviously we're in May 2022, so we don't know how they did this year. We'll know that next year, so join me in June 2023 or May 2023. They tend to release their results in June, but they decided to go a week early, which is fine by me. So this is like the end of May, they've released their results. So there are a lot of things that we need to kind of have a chat about. I read the whole financial results for you, so you don't have to go and read it. There was a lot of stuff in there. We can't go through everything, so I just want to focus on the key things. So first of all, just quickly, they were talking about sustainability, all the things that they're doing for sustainability. They were talking about this prize as well that they're doing. I think there's like €1 million Chanel prize or something for people who work in fashion, for like new talent. And then they mentioned Double V by name. This is the second time I think she's been mentioned by name in the results, that they talked about how the fashions are doing so well because of, quote, Virginie Viard's creations, okay? Translation, so because you know me, I'm going to do the translations, boo-boo, translation, Double V's not going anywhere, okay? Translation number 2, Double V is making it rain. Okay, so she's gonna get everyone's respect, okay? I'm actually really liking what Double V's doing at the moment. I'm liking a lot of her ready-to-wear, so I'm cool. I'm Gucci on Double V right now because I'm liking what she's doing. But Big C have spoken, and generally speaking, whatever is said in the financial results press release, generally speaking, it is believed by a lot of people who follow business and who follow the Chanel brand as a business. It's believed that that is how the two brothers who own the house, that is how they think and believe. You know that Big C has a new CEO. She hasn't actually done any public speaking yet. She hasn't done any public comments yet. Apparently she's still being onboarded into the role as the CEO of Chanel. So the person who was doing all the interviews for the results is the CFO of Chanel. He's called Philippe Blondiot, and he's the one who was doing all the speaking to the media about the results. It's really interesting because Big C is obviously a privately held business, meaning they're not traded on the stock exchange the way Big H is, or the way Louis Vuitton/LVMH is. So they don't actually owe anyone any of this information. They are sharing it because they can. There is a strategy, I believe, why they're sharing their results. I told you guys many moons ago that I believe that eventually they will float this company on the stock exchange. The results actually came from London because that's where their limited company is. It's actually in London, but who knows why they keep sharing all the info. They don't even really share everything though. Like Big H's annual report is very detailed because they're publicly traded. Chanel is not publicly traded, so they just share what they want us to know, okay? All right, so basically How did they do? Let's talk about it. They did 15.6, I think it was like $15.6 billion in revenue. I think their profit margin or their profit amount was something like 5 billion. They spent about $758 million in capital expenditure. They also invested I think they invested more than $1 billion as well. And they said they also plan to invest more than $1 billion as well this year in kind of growing their footprint and doing all kinds of other bits and bobs. So they're doing a lot of things and they're willing to spend. One thing I will say about Big C though, I read a lot of like financial results anyway, and I read a lot of like of annual reports for other businesses, like for things that I'm following and things I'm interested in. One thing I will say about Chanel as a private business, like they don't mind investing. Like Chanel believes in herself, honey. She believes in her wig. She wants to do what she wants to do, and she's going to put money behind that. Okay, so there was a really interesting quote that he gave Reuters, the CFO of Chanel. So I thought it was worth us kind of chatting about, and then I'll do my translation. We'll call them Glamazon translations, okay? He says, "We have sometimes to limit the number of items a single client can buy." He says, "The limits which would not be imposed globally were aimed at protecting customers and curbing bulk buying." It's really interesting to hear a Big C executive, a very high-ranking executive, talk about the quota system, which we all know is going to happen. It's starting in America. There is some kind of quota in South Korea. Some of you were like, oh yeah, but there's already a quota in Europe. Not really. The European quota is not the same. It's more of a limit of time. You have to wait 60 days, or you have to wait X amount of days until you can buy a specific bag again. The situation in America will be very different. That's going to be 2 classics per year per client. That's going to be very interesting. So it was really interesting him kind of acknowledging that, because now we know it's confirmed, the fact that he acknowledged it in this interview. Then he says, it can be implemented on certain product ranges, not only the flat bag. It could impact some items which are in hot demand. And fortunately or unfortunately, there are quite a lot at Chanel. So this is the kind of measure we could implement in different countries at different times. Translation, okay? This will be rolled out slowly. They could decide not to do it in every country. They could just do it in America. They could decide to do it in Canada. They could do it in the UK, but they might decide they won't do it in France. To me, this is a kind of a hint that it maybe won't happen in France, because it's interesting to me. It's obviously a French company, and we haven't heard any rumors of whether this will be implemented in France. There are quotas for tourists who are coming in to buy Chanel, but it's interesting to me that we haven't heard much about two classics a year for EU countries, such as France, for example. And then, so basically they talk about a lot of things here, and then he says this thing, which I think is the most interesting tidbit here. He says, Blondiau said Chanel could implement further price increases in July to account for currency fluctuations, particularly the weakness of the euro and inflation. Translation, there will be a price increase before the launch of 22B, because we know 22B tends to launch at the end of July, beginning of August. That is what they are saying here. Other things which were noted, which I thought was super interesting from their financial results, and you can just go read them on Chanel's website. Just go on Chanel's UK website, and then scroll down to the bottom and click on financial results. You'll see it there. It's dated as the 31st of December 2021. Okay. One of the more interesting things that I noticed on there as well is the kind of like the growth of what is going on in the US and Canada. So the Americas, broadly speaking, did very well for the house in 2021. A lot of countries in Asia were kind of going through some issues with C19, particularly China. So they said that basically what was happening in the Americas was like supporting the brand, whereas while they were trying to figure out what was going on in China. With China, it's not an issue of demand or anything like that. It was because of C19 restrictions. The sales of their beauty and fragrances were just like, okay and everything. But if you think about the whole C19 stuff, people having to wear masks, of course, sales of beauty, would go down, if you think about things, in that regard. I thought it was just so interesting that they, essentially here they say this. He says, the group because it's called the Chanel Group. The Chanel Group says it's confident of another year of solid growth despite a decline in sales in China because of a round of new lockdowns since March. Chanel reported revenues of $15.6 billion for 2021, up 49.6% from the previous year. We'll see how they do this year, which will be reported next year. So that is what is happening. Big C had a cracking, amazing, popping, lit, fire year in 2021. She did big things, she made things happen, and she is not playing with you. So I thought it was really interesting for us to kind of chat about it. Now I've told you all the data that you need to know. I want to address a few things I've seen a lot of you saying to me. I've seen people write this as well on Instagram. Everyone's reacting to the news of Chanel's revenues. A lot of people are saying, well, they increase prices. I mean, they increase prices every year. So of course, like, the price increases are going to help to boost revenues, but they increase their prices every year. They said that they were doing very well selling ready to wear, doing very well selling fine jewelry, and their watches as well were doing well. And those are not products that are, those are not like product categories that have really gone under like massive price increases the same way that the handbags have, you know, in 2021. Chanel's always going to increase her prices every year, but I don't feel like that is the reason for the success. Another thing is they did like $8 billion, I think, in the Asia Pacific region for 2021, according to the results. And then they did something like, I think Europe was the worst performing region for them. First it was Asia, then it was the Americas, and then it was Europe. So like when people talk about, oh, they increase, you know, the prices so much, they increase prices every year. So I don't feel like that is a good barometer to kind of discuss these results, because it doesn't take into account the whole story of what's going on. Chanel's doing like 95% sell-through rate of their ready-to-wear, like every single collection. People are buying those clothes. Like, we can say what we want, we can crack jokes whenever we do previews, but people are spending money and buying. I was quite shocked to read their financial results and to hear that their watches are selling. I'm not a massive fan of their watches, to be completely honest, but they're doing well. They're selling. People want to buy them and people like them. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. The next thing is the fact that Chanel are going to be making changes to their distribution strategies. I also read this, that they're going to basically create like VIP only boutiques, and these are going to be boutiques just for VIPs. So if you're not a VIP, you can't enter this boutique. Of course, that's a bit to be more exclusive and to sell really unique pieces. Although to me, when I heard about this news, what this said to me is Chanel wants to sell more couture, and Chanel has a strategy for increasing couture sales. Give or take in the world at any given time, there are about 2,000 couture clients at any given time in the world, for all of the houses in the world that still do haute couture today. So Chanel, Dior, Giambattista Valli, etc. So I feel like this is actually a play to get current VIPs, so people who are buying ready-to-wear and fine jewelry, to actually go and buy couture. So they'll invite them maybe to these VIP-only boutiques, and they'll have like couture creations and things like that. Look, when I was in Paris in January, I remember going to Avenue Montaigne and seeing this beautiful couture jacket in the store window. It was absolutely stunning. I still remember it until today. Like, we can talk all day, we can crack jokes about the bags and everything, but Chanel doesn't play any games, boo-boo, when it comes to couture, and some of that stuff looks absolutely breathtaking, and we all know it's like six-figure stuff, you know. So I do think that these like VIP only boutiques will be a way to sell couture. That is my feeling and my reading on the whole thing. And of course, you know, creating more exclusivity. What this will do as well is this will, I think, make current VIPs happy. VIPs of any house want to be around other VIPs. That doesn't bother me at all. I think that's just human nature. People want to be around people who are similar to them. And then what this will do as well is, in a weird way, this will increase more VIP spend within the house of Chanel, because everyone who's a VIP will want to like maintain their status of the brand, if that makes sense. I'll be very curious to know how they plan to execute this. Like, will the VIP boutique, will they build a new location in Paris? You know, they just did a refab of the Place Vendôme boutique. When I was there in January, they were still refabbing it. It seems that the boutique is now open, and that's their joaillerie, their jewelry boutique. So will they do it in Paris? I mean, that would make sense to have a VIP location in Paris, London, New York, Miami, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore. I mean, those would be places, and of course, you know, Sydney as well. You know, those would be places like to have, you know, these VIP locations, because there are a lot of VIPs in all of those jurisdictions that I just mentioned. So I'm super curious to know what you guys think about everything. There's so much more that we need to chat about. I feel like when it pertains to Chanel, one of the things that I have realized, and the results now have proven to me that social media literally has no impact on luxury brands. When I read these results, I was waiting for the results. I knew that they were going to release them before the launch of Métier d'Art. I just didn't know when it was. When I was waiting for these results, I was like, if they increase their revenue significantly, then I will know that luxury influencers, luxury bloggers have no impact whatsoever on the bottom line of this brand. The reason why I'm saying that is because there was so much chatter last year about the price increases. Many people were talking about the price increases on all types of social media: YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, bloggers in general, influencers. So many people were talking about Big C and how they were done with her, the advent calendar scandal from November/December. You know, everyone was having, you know, and I told you guys around that time, I said, look, Big C's unaffected, boo-boo. Okay, she's still that chick, and she's still going to be fine. And yes, granted, it happened at the end of the year, but still, there was a lot of chat about the price increases, and a lot of people, even some of you who have commented on this page, were telling me that people last year were not going to be supporting those price increases. People weren't going to go there and shop there. Chanel has spoken, boo-boo. 31 Rue Cambon has spoken, sweetheart. And she says that people are still shopping. People are buying. In fact, there have been increases in revenue. Revenue's gone up 49%. Revenue in the Americas has gone up a lot. Even in Europe, where the revenues were not as much as, say, the Americas and the Asian Pacific region, they were doing well and quite robust. People are shopping. People are buying the clothes, people are buying the ready-to-wear, people are buying the fine jewelry, the watches and stuff. People are buying that stuff. So now I know that, like, whatever luxury influencer or blogger says has no material impact on Chanel's bottom line. Barring Chanel doing something absolutely wild, crazy, and insane, no one is leaving this brand. The loyalty that Chanel clients have shown to the Double C's is nothing short of extraordinary, because I remember, obviously being that I have a YouTube channel, like last year, and of course I filmed my Chanel price increase videos, of course, but last year so many people were like, Chanel's done. Like, Chanel will not survive these increases. Like, Chanel's done. No one's going back to Chanel. People aren't shopping at Chanel. There are no queues at Chanel, blah, blah, blah. Chanel's like, let me stop you right there. Okay, life goes on as normal. People buy. Why? I want to talk about why. First of all, I think the amount of people who follow luxury YouTubers, luxury bloggers, luxury Instagrammers, it's like 1% of people who shop at Chanel worldwide. I think what Chanel has proven is that she's an international brand that puts numbers on the scoreboard, and just because people are whinging and moaning about it in one country, it has no material impact on the sort of global revenues of the house. I know that sounds really harsh. I hope no one is offended. I would put myself in that. Doesn't matter what I say about Chanel, honey. I could film a video tomorrow saying, goodbye Chanel, I'm no longer shopping at the brand. It will have no impact whatsoever on what Big C is doing. She is still going to be buying her 31 Rue Cambon wigs, honey. She's still going to put on her Avenue Montaigne jacket on, and she's still going to be that chick, okay? And that's my point. Luxury influencers and bloggers don't have the influence that they think they have over Chanel. Maybe a contemporary brand like a luxury influencer or blogger can have significant influence, but as I said in one of my videos during Everyday in May, is even if every single luxury influencer stops posting about Chanel today, that has no material impact whatsoever in the success of this house. Like, literally doesn't affect Chanel at all. Many people have been announcing their departure from the brand, saying they're done with the house, they're no longer shopping at the house, saying all kinds of things about being done with Chanel, talking about Chanel's quality. I've seen a lot of influencers, there are a lot of videos at the moment from a lot of influencers and bloggers about Chanel and being done with her and Chanel quality and a lot of things. And all of their thoughts and feelings are valid. I'm just talking about this from a business point of view. So my perspective is about business. We're not talking about the quality of the products themselves. We all know that Chanel couldn't compete with Hermes, frankly, even Ferragamo in terms of quality. But I want to kind of chat about quality for a second. Quality actually doesn't matter in 2022 for luxury brands. I've literally just realized it when I was going through their results. Quality literally does not matter. And Chanel's brand is so strong that Chanel, boo-boo, she doesn't even need quality. She doesn't need to make quality products because her brand is so incredibly powerful. It can withstand the arrows of quality any day of the week. So many videos have been filmed about Chanel's quality all day. Oh, Chanel this, Chanel that, Chanel's quality, it's not gonna work, and you know, I'm done with Chanel because the quality isn't there. But it's not affecting them, and I think I figured out why it's not affecting them. Chanel isn't just like a brand that makes handbags. Chanel is a lifestyle for a lot of the people that shop at the brand. It's a mood, it's an aesthetic. Chanel is a way to look and a way to be and a way to aspire to be. Even if you're not a Chanel person and you're watching this, we can't lie that Chanel have successfully executed a lifestyle strategy that I literally, it was quite, when I was looking at the results today, I just realized that Chanel has become a lifestyle. Chanel is a lifestyle for some people. There's some people who every season they will go there and pick up a few pret-a-porter, ready-to-wear bits. And I personally like their ready-to-wear. I don't care what anyone says. I think their ready-to-wear is great. And I think it looks really nice. I think their fine jewelry is also improving. It's looking good and stuff like that. Chanel has become a lifestyle. And Chanel has become for women who can afford to do changes to their lifestyle almost every month. Because at this point, Chanel is releasing a collection every single month, give or take. Give or take maybe 2 months, because they're doing about 10 collections a year if we include haute couture. And Chanel has become a lifestyle for people who want their dose of Chanel every single month. We're seeing this with the pre-collections, and they're selling. People are buying, and people are buying and filming vlogs and filming TikToks and going on Instagram and going in Facebook groups and showing the things that they're buying. I remember like last year I got this troll come on this page, and he was like, oh, you're always whinging and moaning about Chanel, you're always slagging them off, you're always bashing Chanel, you're always slagging them off. First of all, I mean, how many videos do people want from me? How many positive videos have I filmed about Chanel? I remember in one Facebook group, I actually defended Chanel. People were going in on the Chanel 19 honey, and I was like, guys, you are not going to talk that way about Karl Lagerfeld's final design for this brand, boo-boo. Okay, the Chanel 19, she's put her wig on as well. She's drinking her drinks. She's that girl. I'm not going to hear any slander about the Chanel 19, about the Chanel trendy. I like Chanel, if that's not clear. We're just quite critical about brands on this channel, and we have a laugh, we make jokes and we crack jokes. But at the end of the day, of course I like Chanel. How could I film all these videos if I don't like Chanel? I think that the thing to understand is that Chanel is truly a lifestyle. Like every month there are people who are going to Chanel and buying new things, okay? We had 22S. Now we have 22A, which is launching on the 8th of June in Paris and the 9th of June worldwide. And then we'll have 22B at the end of July. And then we'll have 22K. This is a lifestyle brand. This isn't a brand that just sells handbags. This is a lifestyle. You have a gala or a charity event that you're going to, go buy that Chanel ready to wear. You want to go buy your mom or yourself like a cute little watch, go buy those Chanel timepieces, okay? You want to, buy some new clothes for a job interview, or you're starting a new job and you need to make a good impression, you can go buy a beautiful Chanel jacket or a Chanel dress that you can wear to work. That's really nice and conservative because they have their tweets. The bottom line is, this brand is about the way Chanel clients live their life. And what Chanel clients are saying is, we are with Big C through good and bad, and they're going to be there until the bitter end. This is a 112-year-old company, 112 years in the game, survived world wars, okay? Survived all kinds of shenanigans, survived Karl Lagerfeld passing away. I mean, of course they had like a succession plan for when that day would come. But of course, everyone was like, oh God, can Double V do it? And Double V's like, guess what? I can do it, okay? My name's Vajni VR and I'm doing it. And she's putting numbers up there, okay? So I don't want, me, I'm a business girl. So as long as the person's putting numbers up on the scoreboard, I don't have much to say. So that is just basically how I feel about it. And I include myself. Don't panic. I'm not saying I'm important or whatever. Yes, I have a luxury YouTube channel. Yes, I have my opinions. Of course, I'll always also give you guys ideas of things that you can go ahead and purchase and shop and buy. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many followers a luxury YouTuber, blogger, influencer has. No one is making a dent into what Big C is doing, because Chanel's brand is so successful and so powerful that people who shop Chanel who don't have Instagram accounts. I've got friends who shop from Louis Vuitton and don't follow like Louis Vuitton Instagram influencers like Matt or Angel. And I follow Matt and Angel, and I think they're fantastic Louis Vuitton influencers, and I love the things that they post on their Louis Vuitton Instagram pages. But there are many people who shop from Louis Vuitton and don't read what's going on in the Louis Vuitton subreddit, don't know what's going on in Louis Vuitton Facebook groups. It's the same thing for Chanel. There are people who buy Chanel bags and buy all kinds of things and buy Chanel prêt-à-porter, and they don't care what a Chanel YouTuber has to say. They don't care what Chanel Instagram has to say, because they're still going to buy those double C's, honey, and they're still going to keep it moving. That is what this is about. It is about branding. It's about a mood. It's about aesthetics. It's about visuals. That is what Chanel sells. She sells you her mood, her vibe at that particular moment in time. Big H sells other things. That's why I was always telling you guys that Chanel doesn't want to be Hermes, okay? I've said it and I will say it until I'm blue in the face. Chanel is not triggered or pressed about Big H. I think it's just really trendy to say that, because all YouTubers and bloggers are like saying that Chanel wants to be Hermes, and everyone just wants to have like the same standing point. And I'm not trying to be that annoying person that's like, oh, you're trying to be different and have a different opinion. I'm just saying, like, I've literally come with all of these receipts. I've showed you the results from the financial results. I've showed you those results. We've analyzed those. Like, in what part there does Chanel want to be Hermes? I feel like when you look at it at first glance, it's like, oh my God, yeah, Chanel wants to be Hermes. They want to be Hermes. But Chanel doesn't want to be Hermes, boo-boo. Okay, say what you want about your girl, Big C. You can talk about quality. People will go to the bitter end for Chanel, and they are proving it with $15 billion, honey, okay? Today, Chanel is looking down at everyone who has been filming videos about her quality, saying they're leaving Chanel, departing from Chanel. Chanel's looking at all of them today. She's been listening to Tupac today. She's been listening to Eminem, the Slim Shady LP, honey, okay? She's got her drink in her hand, she's got her wig on, she's not triggered. And that's all I'm saying, because the numbers speak for themselves. And that's what I'm saying. Social media is not indicative of what the sort of general clientele at Chanel thinks. That's my opinion. I think VIPs are very loyal to the brand. I think there's also a subset of Chanel clients who are big spenders at the house but maybe aren't VIPs. Those people aren't going anywhere. And then you have other people who shop from Chanel. A lot of you who watch my channel, you're from different parts of the world, so you're going to have different views on this issue, because some of you are going to be looking at what's going on in your country. Right now, I've been watching a lot of documentaries about the housing market worldwide, what's going on in different countries pertaining to the housing market. I'm really into stuff like that. There are a lot of crazy things going on, particularly in the US and different US states. The cost of living is going up. One of my really good friends lives in Arizona, so I was watching a documentary about the cost of living in Phoenix, Arizona, in the US, and how that's gone up and rents are going up and people can't afford rents in certain parts of the US. But at the same time, in certain parts of the US, there are people going to Chanel, honey, and buying $10,000 handbags. And that is the world that we live in. There are like people with extreme wealth, and there are people who maybe will be struggling and things like that. We'll see how Chanel does this year, and we'll know that next year. I'd love to know at the end of the year, but we will know that next year. But my feelings tell me that Chanel at this point is almost immune to flopping. I'm just going to say it because last year, the way people were talking on YouTube and Instagram was that Chanel is done. Like, she's done. I remember watching this one video. I won't say who filmed it, but it was about Chanel and how Chanel is done. It was, in my opinion, a misreading of the results from another time. And the person was like, Chanel's done. Like, Chanel's having problems, Chanel, whatever. Big C today, boo boo, Big C's like, guess what? I got money. Okay, does anyone remember that song by, I think it was by 50 Cent. It was like, I got money. Go listen to that song. Go put in 50 Cent, I got money, because that's Chanel's theme tune for today. The bottom line is Chanel's successful. She's got loyal clients who love her and who don't care what influencers and Instagrammers and bloggers have to say. That's my feeling on it. I'll include myself. Don't worry. I'm not saying I'm important or whatever. I am not. My opinions on Chanel are not going to affect anyone who loves the brand. You know, and for me, my limits are being abused in a boutique racially. I have my limits. I will not support any brand that racially abuses me in any situation. That hasn't happened to me from any of the brands that I cover. If it does, I'll just stop posting about them. But at the end of the day, Chanel is successful because she's that chick, and people love that brand. People love the double C's, and I think also what these results have shown me is handbags are not the center of the universe. I think, you know, we talk about handbags all the time on YouTube because the people who are on YouTube want to read about handbags, but handbags are just not the center of the universe. Yes, they're important, but Chanel is cashing her checks, honey. She's selling her clothes, boo-boo. Okay, she's got her watches, she's got her fine jewelry, she's got her clothes, she's got a lot of things that she's selling. And yeah, I just would love to know what you guys think about everything. What do you guys think about the results? What do you guys think about all the doom and gloom last year? From influencers, everyone was saying Chanel's done. Everyone was saying goodbye Chanel. People were breaking up with Chanel. People were filming videos saying how they're done. People were saying they're breaking up with her. They're done with her. Chanel come back with $15 billion. I'm like $15 billion. Today I'm gonna buy multiple islands. Okay, that's what I would do with $15 billion. I really hope that you guys have liked this video. Tomorrow I have another bait list coming, a Kelly 25. You're not going to want to miss that. You're gonna want to watch it. Every day in May is almost finished. I want to thank everyone for supporting so far. Don't forget to join my Facebook group, it's linked below. And yeah, follow me on Instagram as well because I post a lot of tea on Instagram, and I'd love to see you guys there. And my TikTok as well. Please go follow me there. If you follow me, I'll post a TikTok. Go follow me so I can post something, okay? Because it's just so much work trying to figure out like how to make TikTok work, but I'll get there in the end with your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video.